I was in the prayer room. I just came from the prayer room, and I was praying for my family and praying for friends. And this thought came to me, like this. Ever since I came to Maps two plus some months ago, and right away I felt like I was a clay jar. The parable that Jesus talked about in the book of in the Gospels. He's the potter, we're the clay, and will we allow Him to shape and form our lives in a way that's pleasing to Him and for our good and for His glory? So I was kind of thinking about that word, and I got this picture of many of us, our lives are just a lump of clay. Like it has no shape, it has no form, it has no purpose. Some of us are laying on the shelf, like in a corner full of dust. Some of us are on the dusty streets. We're just like on a dusty street, being kicked, being spit on. We get all kinds of junk on us, but we're lifeless. We're dry. We're just a lump of clay. Some of us are in other places, but we're, a lot of us are just dry, cracked, just a lump of clay that's lifeless. And I was like, Lord, Jesus, you came to bring life to the lifeless. You came to heal the brokenhearted. You came to shepherd those who are weary, strengthen those who are weary, shepherd those who are scattered. Like the heart of Jesus is for a broken generation to be healed, to be made whole, to be filled with His grace, to know His purpose, to know His love, and to know that He's got good in mind for them. So, and then I was starting to pray into that picture of us being a lifeless lump of clay. And I mean, different scenarios, a shelf, a street, sitting in a corner, not being used or have no purpose, have no reason, have no life in us. We're lifeless. We have no destiny. No, we're not living a life of purpose and of destiny. I started praying, and I was like, will we? And I was kind of praying in this way, will we allow the very hands of Jesus, the hands that have a hole in them, because He was put on a cross, because he was put on a cross, and for you, for me, for us, He was hung on a cross. He died a shameful death, a humiliating death. He was crucified, and He did it. His action of what He did on the cross disarmed every power and principality of dark force that's over your life to take you out. So we're not subject to these to Satan, his devices over our lives. We're not subject. We don't have to yield to the things of the enemy. So will we allow those hands that hung, that had nails driven through them, and will we allow those hands to be put on the clay that is lifeless and is dry and cracked and has no meaning, no purpose? Will we allow those hands to come over that clay and to bring life into that clay? Will we allow Him, that He desires to take those hands and put them over our lives and bring life and restore us? Will we allow Him to take that clay, bring life into it, and make it wet again, so we can actually be formed and shaped for His glory and for our good, and to bring purpose and reason back to our lives? Will we allow Him? He's a loving, gentle person. He's a loving, gentle God who desires to put His hands over your life and to bring moisture back into that dry, cracked clay that's been spit on, that's been kicked, that's been disowned, like you're not good for anything. But here's the truth. He really did come to seek and heal those who are sick, broken. Honestly, the person that thinks he's okay and doesn't have Jesus in their life, and they think, I'm okay, I'm fine, I don't need a healer, I don't need a God, I don't need anybody in my life to make my life better. Honestly, there's nothing He can do for that person. He really did come to the meek, the lowly of heart, those who are in need of a Savior, in need of a healer, in need of the one that will shepherd their life and bring purpose and reason and destiny over their life. That's who He came for. And that's really the word that I feel, that's who the word is for. Will you let Him take those hands that died, that were hung on the cross, that have a hole driven through them, to come over your life, this lump of clay that's dry and dead and cracked, has been disowned, has been kicked, has been spoken, people have been speaking junk over your life? Will you allow Him to shape you into the beautiful thing that He desires? He created you. He knows. It's for His glory and for your good.